I know what you're thinking and what you were hoping for. Your grandma's famous Raspberry Pi? I'm sorry, that does sound very delightful, but what I have here is also just as delightful, but in a totally different way. We're talking about a Raspberry Pi made by the Raspberry Pi Foundation out of the UK. They are roughly the same size as a credit card and is an example of a single board computer, which has all of the basic hardware components of a computer and various extensions. A micro SD card serves as a hard drive while also providing the operating system. A micro USB charger, like a smartphone charger, can be used as the power supply. An internet connection can be set up with a network cable. The USB sockets make it super easy to connect a mouse, keyboard, or even an external hard drive. The HDMI connection also allows you to hook up a monitor. Not to mention, the device also comes with several pins that can be programmed to do whatever you want. So it's a great little computer. Yeah, that's it. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Neal, what can a credit card sized computer actually do? Well, your imagination is really your only limit with the Raspberry Pi. It was created in such a way that with its extensions, you can do a lot of different projects. Here are just some examples. Ever wanted to host your own website on a server that you own? Well, the Raspberry Pi can do that. While it can't host any crazy dynamic or highly user traffic sites, such as like Facebook or something like that, it can certainly host simpler and low visitor count sites, which is pretty cool. You're not really into hosting your own website? Well, how about video conferencing? We've all been video conferencing recently with COVID, and it'd be pretty cool to have your own like video station that you can use for Zoom, Skype, or Hangouts. Okay, I know what you're saying. Not really your style either. Well, everything in our home is connected to the internet these days, like even your refrigerator. So, wouldn't it be nice to have one device that can control all of your connected devices? That's right. You can connect everything to your Raspberry Pi and control it from that Raspberry Pi in one location. Okay, that's not doing it for you either. Well, want to be the cool parent, or just a man-child like Matt and myself? Well, set up your Raspberry Pi to host a Minecraft server, or even get the Minecraft Pi Edition to customize your own Minecraft experience. Those are just a few of the projects and ways that you can utilize the Raspberry Pi, and I'm just barely scratching the surface. You may be thinking to yourself, Neal, those are some really neat ideas, but man, who can actually pull that off? Well, the thing is that you don't actually need any programming or computer hardware experience to be able to get started with one of these things. Let me tell you the best part about Raspberry Pi. It's the community surrounding Raspberry Pi. There are tons of projects and tutorials out there that have step-by-step guides for all sorts of projects. Heck, the Raspberry Pi Foundation actually has tons of fun projects on their site. And not to mention, they also have tons of kid-friendly projects like I alluded to get your kiddos interested in computing. Now, you still may need to code a little bit, and that can certainly be intimidating for anyone who doesn't do it for a job or has past experience. Well, Raspberry Pi has a solution for you as well. Raspberry Pi is compatible with Scratch, which is a much simpler and more visual type of programming language. I promise you, if you give it an honest shot, you will be able to create fun, interesting projects with the Raspberry Pi. Okay, I've convinced you. You're going to get yourself a Raspberry Pi. Now, where can you find it and for how much? Head on over to raspberrypi.org and search for the model that you want. Keep in mind there are things that you will need, such as a mouse, keyboard, and a monitor, as none of these things are going to come with your Raspberry Pi. Models can range anywhere from $35 to $100, so there's plenty of wiggle room there. Make sure that you have everything you need to get started on your first project, though, as extensions such as Wi-Fi connectors or heat sensors are not going to come with your Raspberry Pi out of the box. I really hope that this was helpful and gives you some confidence to jump in and create something cool. If Matt and I can do it, so can you.